Enzo, thanks so much for coming on the podcast, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, wicked, man. What's going on anyway? What you up to?
Nothing, mate. Just doing a bit of training myself in the garage. I've got an amateur gym, so I've used this time to pull all the floorboards out, re-concrete it, get it ready for when the boys can come back soon, hopefully.
You're training so much, mate. You're training more now than when you're boxing. It's like, man,
Yeah.
you're running like Forrest Gump, mate.
No, I've always trained that. But if I'm honest, Spence, I had all ambitions, say 18 months ago, to have another fight, one last fight.
Really?
Done a bit of sparring. I won't mention no names, so I might tell you off camera later.
No, come on, tell us, Enzo. You're among friends.
I done a bit of sparring, and it didn't go too well for him. And I knew then I still got something left. I lost my brother. I had a car crash which herniated my disc. So I haven't been able to walk for a year. So for me to be running again and punching again, it's just amazing.
Wow. What happened with the car crash, Enzo? What was the situation there?
I've taken the kids to school in the morning. I was at the park lights, at a red light. Car smashed in the back of me. I was driving a Mercedes Jeep. Not much of a scratch. He'd done the front end of his car. I checked, he was all right. I was okay. 5 days later, I got out of bed. I couldn't move. I literally was in absolute agony, and I think it went on for about a year.
Wow,
man,
that's serious, mate. Wow, how are you now? Are you all right now?
Yeah, fine, mate. I found I had a steroid injection. I had a couple of cortisone injections. Nothing worked. Found a great physio. He's the local Rugby Ospreys physio, Anthony Carter. He got me to a good level, and just getting up in the mornings, going on a bike, which is all I could do. Just sort of got me where I am now. So back to running 10Ks in good time, back running 5Ks in good times, and back to punching very hard.
When you say good times, what's your time for a 10K run, mate? What would you do that in?
Well, just before my herniated disc, my best one I ever done. I was 6'3", nearly 14 stone. I done 38 minutes 40 seconds. So I recently, I've been running about 6-8 weeks. I got down to 39 minutes 20 seconds.
For what's that? A 10K?
For a 10K.
Wow, that's quick, man.
Yeah, similar times to myself.
I double the size of you, Spence. I got double the size legs, haven't I? One stride is two.
Yeah, it's funny, mate. It's funny. So listen, Enzo, I want to start at the beginning, really, mate, if I'm honest. I'm interested to know how you got into boxing. Where did it all start, mate? How did you get into boxing?
Basically, my dad had a boxing gym. I used to go up there at the age of 3, but he was training the boys, obviously not doing nothing, just going around irritating all the boys. As I got older, I started irritating them even more, so he started giving me a kick up the ass. Started fighting at 10, won junior ABAs, won numerous Welsh titles, NABCs. Got to 15, I was getting too big. I was knocking kids spark cold. I just couldn't get fights, so I got bored with it.
Were you always big for your age, Enzo?
Yeah, one massive, but yes, I was. I was quite big. I was knocking. I think my first knockout was when I was 13. Knocked a kid out to 13. Knocked my first man out to 14 in sparring. So 15, I just couldn't get fights. Boys were going out. I was going out on the weekends, drinking a white cider up a park, having a bit of wacky backy with the boys, and just disinterested with boxing. And come to 17, I started back, and my dad took me up to spar Nicky Piper, and I think he was going to fight Dariusz Michalczewski for the world title, and I'm 16. And I'm more than held my own. He always says he has a better than me. I think I had a better than him, but that's a judgment. But from there, my dad had a phone call. Have you got any elite heavyweight fighters, senior, to fight next Friday? I just turned 17. My dad said, yeah. Enzo. He said, no, I'm looking for an elite heavyweight. He said, yes, Enzo. He said, no, Mario. Mario was my dad's name. He said, this boy's the business. He's 26 years of age, 25 fights, lost one. He's the business. He said, yeah, Enzo fight him. So I went in there. I remember the article on the day. Enzo, great schoolboy. Don't expect too much of him. he's up against it tonight. Cut a long story short, 1 minute 20 seconds in, the boy's flat out in his face for 10 minutes on the floor. So there the journey began. Wow,
interesting journey. And what a journey you had, mate. You really did. I mean, looking back on your career, Enzo, what do you see as the turning point in your career? Where did you see where you sort of like, because you started off so well, you was winning, you know, your routine fights. What was the real turning point for you?
The loss, mate. My first loss. Like I said, I only had seven senior amateur fights, 7 knockouts, 6 in the first round, 1 in the 4th round. So we used to do 5-2s, if you remember. I turned pro, boxed Paul Bonson, my first fight. I was going to smash him like I'd done everyone else. Couldn't get him. He showed me the tricks of the trade of how to survive. Then I knocked out Mark Williams, Nigel Rafferty, another top class journeyman. Don't get stopped. You know, I rattled his rib cage in the 3rd round. And then I had local TV. I boxed a boy called Lee Swaby. He was a kickboxer, high level kickboxer man. I was only 6 months into my 19th birthday. Went in there. Night before, there's a picture of me in town in a pub, not drinking, but I was out, you know, just playing a life, living up the limelight. Enzo's a new kid on the block. Went in there, smashed him to bits for 2 rounds. Come out in the 3rd, I was absolutely knackered. Just walked onto one, and from that moment on, you know, it kicked off. And I remember speaking to Di Gardner, who was my trainer, manager at the time. And he said, I told the promoters not to give you a 6-round fight. You should have done a 4. You should have done a 4. You shouldn't have done a 6. I said, he caught me in the 3rd. It wouldn't have made a difference. Like, so that was a turning point for me to get stuck in and do things properly.
It's funny, isn't it? When you need a loss, when you go into a ring, you need that loss to get that turning point. Now, I had that loss against a Welsh kid, funny enough. You probably remember him. His name was Gareth Lawrence.
I know Gareth Lawrence.
Yeah, Gareth Lawrence, and he was a great amateur. And I'd done the same thing. It was our home show, and I didn't know I wasn't matched up. So the week before that, I went down to Camden Palace, which is like a local nightclub to where we live. I went to Camden Palace. I was out because I didn't think I was boxing. And then I went into the gym on the Monday, and I think I was fighting him on the Friday. I said, but Dad said, you're boxing Gareth Lawrence as a kid. And I was like, fucking hell, that's a tough fight. And I'd been out and partying and whatnot. And I got into that fight. And I always remember getting into the 2nd round and just thinking, I can't wait for this to be over. I just couldn't wait for that last bell because I was gone. But that was a turning point in my career. That's when I decided, now this is when you got to pull your socks up and take it serious.
I remember in the amateurs, and for a start, I'm glad you swore then, Spence, because I've been holding in a couple of sweats. Now I know I can swear.
Yeah, don't fucking worry, Enzo. Don't hold back.
They coming out. And it's mad for me, Jake. You know, I play football with Ian Beale now. I'm talking to Max Brannan.
That's all right. Happy days.
But no, as an amateur, you know, I was living a life. I was knocking all the kids out. I remember going out on a Friday night. I come home about 4 o'clock in the morning. My dad wakes me up at 7. He said, "You fighting tonight?" I was pissed out of my head from the night before. He said, "You fighting tonight?" I said, "Where am I fighting?" He said, "North Wales." Now, North Wales from South Wales. It's like 4.5 hour drive. So I'm steaming drunk. I get there, I got battered for 3 rounds. I caught him in the 4th, and thank fuck for that.
Yeah, it's funny, man. But yeah, it's amazing when you get that loss and you realise it either sends you one way or the other. Some kids go off the rails and don't bother boxing again, and others go, right, now this is time to change my ways and pull my socks up. That was a fight for me, and obviously that was the one for you.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Just fed a desire in me. I always wanted to be a world champion, nothing more. Didn't want fame, didn't want money. It was always about being a world champion. And that night taught me I couldn't go out with the boys smoking a bit of wacky. Couldn't go out to the pubs in the nights, and you know, just dedicated myself wholly to the boxing life.
It's incredible. It must have had a good effect, Enzo, because looking at your career from then, you went unbeaten then, 25 fights. So yeah, you must have knuckled down and yeah, you must have dedicated yourself to the sport at that point going forward.
Loved it, mate. Absolutely loved it. It was like it was no chore for me. Boxing wasn't a chore for me. I'd get up in the morning, I'd be pissing down the rain, 5 o'clock, boom, I'm out on the road, soaking wet, come back, have a bit of grub, go training again. Just absolutely love the life of a sportsman.
Yeah. What was your best attribute, would you say, Enzo?
I was sort of, weight-wise, I was sort of caught in between light heavy and cruiser. I was too light for, even though I won a world title as a cruiser, I was too light for a cruiser. I was too heavy for a light heavy. So I had very fast hands. Obviously, I could punch very hard, left up to the body, right hand. I could punch both hands. So I don't really know. I probably go for my determination, because you can have all the talent in the world, you can have all the skill, all the power, but without the training, without the effort, you just won't get anywhere. My worst attribute is I'm hot-headed. No, genuine. If
really?
Spencer seen me spar, I'm slick. I go and get caught. I'm up on my toes. I throw flash flurries. You know, I look the business. I look. I wouldn't say Sugar Ray Leonard, but you know, I got all the moves. And you know, for some reason, when I fight, I got to entertain. Something comes over me. I got to entertain. I gotta try and knock people out. And half the time I did, but you know, I got caught a few times myself. But that's made me what I am.
Do you think that's an element of the crowd there, Enzo? Sort of, you get carried away with the atmosphere and your friends, your family there.
No, I wouldn't say that. I remember when I was 14, I boxed a local boy. No, 13, I boxed a local boy, and probably best boxing performance of my young career at the time. I was on my toes, slipping, moving around, making him miss, and the crowd were booing. And I don't know. I think subconsciously, I think it's got in my head. I never wanted to hear that again. And you know, I God-given gifts, God-given power, and you know, I like to use them. And when I'm looking back, if I had a box like I did in the gym, you know, I'd probably been better. But I probably wouldn't have been as well known or as well regarded of laying it all on the line.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that the crowd loving it. You was a crowd's favourite as well because of that dynamite power you carried in either hand. And you're right, I did see you sparring in the gym on a number of occasions. And mate, it was unbelievable. I saw you hold your own. I won't mention no names with some top heavyweights, you know.
Well, you know, it's, again, we won't mention no names, but Dave from ringside, he started telling people. And I said, Dave, you can't go telling people what happened. And he said, he said, oh, you're not telling no one. He said, if I didn't see it myself, giving so much weight away and seeing it, he said, I wouldn't have believed that. So we just leave it there as a suspense.
Absolutely, mate. Listen, I witnessed the same. I witnessed the same stuff, mate. And what I was watching there when I saw you sparring this top heavyweight, I was thinking to myself, wow, mate, he could move up a division, man. He could move up to heavyweight and really make a mark. Because it was so impressive. Yeah, what sort of, and you got the punching power anyway, but yeah, it was really good, mate, really good.
I think the time we sparred, I think because I'm a lean frame and obviously I was a lot like that, I think they thought I was gonna stand off and box a little bit, but you know, I stood in the pocket, and I think he was really shocked how physically strong I am. Not just the punch power, but how physically strong I am, and you know, giving away 4 stone in weight and pushing someone back and pretty much ragdolling them. Whichever way I wanted. Don't get me wrong, it was a tough spar, but you know, I'd like to think I more than held my own, and I didn't get out first.
You done all right, mate. From what I saw, you done all right. Yeah, brilliant. So listen, let's just talk about what do you feel was the best performance of your career, and what was the worst performance, Enzo?
The worst performance. I've had a couple of worst performances. I had one was Shane McPhilbin. I was awful. I found out my little boy had autism on the day of the fight. I lost my dad 2 weeks before. I was absolutely terrible. And obviously the David Haye one. And you know, it's a bitter pill to swallow. Not because I lost to David Haye, and it was. I don't really like talking about it because I'm not one of them to make excuses, and it's, you know, something happened. No one made me get in that ring that night, but I went up to London on a Monday for a press conference. My kids weren't well. I should have stayed up to London, but I decided to come back the same night, even though I was fighting 4 days later. I come back the same night. The room started spinning in the night. I caught gastroenteritis, and to put it into perspective, the week before was my last training session. I weighed 14 stone 3, so I was a pound under the limit, which was great for me. On the fight night, on the way in, I weighed 13.10 with trousers on, phones, keys in my pocket. I think I had Frank Warren's wallet in my pocket, so you can imagine how heavy that was. On the night I think on the fight night I weighed 13.7. I had eaten. But again, I never use that excuse, because would I have beat him on a different night? I don't know. He was that good. Would I have had a much better chance? 100%. So that my best performance probably would be Wayne Braithwaite. He was knocking everyone out. He was considered one of the biggest punchers on the planet. And, you know, I had all intentions of going in there like I normally do, and go toe to toe and, you know, just let's go for it. But he hit me in the shoulder in the first round. And I felt like a fucking sledgehammer hitting me. So, and then just switching me on. I thought, for the first time in my life now, you're going to box. We traded a little bit, but that was probably the most switched on I'd ever been for a fight.
Yeah, it's interesting you talk about going back to that worst performance you were saying against David Haye. I was working that night, mate, and obviously I followed your career. I knew you personally, and there wasn't something right there. And fair play to you, because you didn't come out, you didn't speak about it, didn't make any excuses afterwards. But yeah, it was one of probably the worst performances I'd seen you boxing. But equally, on the flip side, that's the best I've ever seen David Haye.
Doesn't make me feel better, Spence. Doesn't make me feel better.
Yeah. Listen, what time was that fight, mate? What time did that go out?
That was 2 in the morning. That was 2 after 3.
Fucking hell.
I trained. We were training 2 o'clock in the morning. I was in the best shape I ever been in. As you would, you know, you up against someone like David Haye, you have to put every effort in. Maybe I trained too hard and my immune system lowered. It was just a mad one, and I ran to the ring that night, and people wondering why I ran to the ring. I was just trying to get myself going. I think that was the first time in my life I'd gone into a ring knowing what the result was going to be.
Really?
Yeah, it was sort of
past me that night, mate. I remember you running to the ring because it was an unusual entrance, because it weren't a jog, it was more of a fucking sprint.
Mate, I was so low. I could normally, when I go on a pads, Enzo Maccarinelli for a fight, I do 6 to 8 rounds on a pads, and you throw about 8 threes flat out, and I'm super fit. I managed 1. I had nothing left, and I know Frank. If Frank would have known, Frank would have pulled me out. But you know, at the time I was thinking, you know, I'm just being brave and stuff like that. But looking back, I'm just stupid. You know, I risked my life, not to be called a shithouse. Because at the time, it was like all this East Side boxing and all these forums, they waiting to jump at you. And it's one thing I never was a shithouse, and for someone to call me that, you know, it ate me. But you know, looking back, I should have. You know, I didn't use my mind, didn't use my brain. And you know, I'm an amateur coach now. I've been coaching for years, and you know, at least I got that sort of experience where I can help my boys in that way. You know, I've seen a couple of boys jump in a sauna before a fight, and I'd let them get to the fight, and I just pulled them out straight away. There's no way they're doing it and fighting 2 hours later.
Mind you, at that level, Enzo, it's a very difficult decision to make as a pro to pull out of a fight, especially that late in the day, and you don't see it very often, do you? So. I mean, it doesn't happen very often, does it? You don't see pros pulling out, you know, with a week to go, a few days to go. Do you think it should happen more often? Do you think?
Yeah, it should. I think the top boys will. And you know, at the time I was the top boy. It was a massive fight for Britain, and you know, I should have. And you know, more fights. Don't get me wrong. We all go into fights. I'm sure Spencer tell you, we all go into fight. You're never going to fight 100%.
Yeah, you got niggles and stuff like that. Yeah,
niggles, aches and pains. We've had a bit of illness a couple of weeks before, but we've got over it. But this was a week of the fight, and this was the week of the fight. It was the day of the fight, but like I said, I thought David Haye was very good. That's why I trained so hard. And would I have beat him on a different night? I don't know. Would I had a much better chance? 100% I would have.
Yeah, interesting. But you rebounded, you come back, and I want to fast forward to this fight, mate, because I've been dying to talk to you about it.
Go on.
I know you've got some stories surrounding this fight as well, but you went on to beat an all-time, one of the modern-day greats in Roy Jones Jr. out in Russia. I want to talk to you a little bit, firstly, about the fight. When the fight was announced, you was boxing Roy Jones. What was your initial feeling? What did you think, Enzo, when that fight was made?
Frank for me, I knew he'd had about 7 or 8 fights. He boxed Courtney Fry. I think he beat Courtney Fry quicker than I beat Courtney Fry. He'd been sparring some of the top boys in Russia. And he was looking good. He wanted a cruiserweight world title. He came up short. So Frank phoned me. He said, "Look, I've had an offer. Bro, George, do you fancy it?" I said, "You know me, Frank." "Yeah, of course I do." I think Frank's gone on record. I've never ever turned the fight down, not one. Never questioned. Stupid maybe half. I never even asked for money. Just get on with it. But he said, yeah. So we flew out. Me and Richard Maynard, we flew out to Russia for the press conference. Get to Russia. We had like an hour's kept on the plane with all the time difference. Guess I'm sort of all over the place. It looks like I'm pissed half the time because I'm sort of knackered. And we there and we were in the hotel and we had to be taken to this press conference. And we're in the same hotel and I see Roy go out first. And he goes out in a big Rolls Royce, picks him up, and me and Richard Maynard's waiting in. I swear to God, it was a 3-wheeler picked us up. Took us to the press conference, 3-wheeler. Guests there, they're all over him. They barely look at me. He's like, I'm an ex-world champion, whatever. And it was just mad. And, it was just crazy. Guests of Russia. It was a crash in London, so I had to wait in London for the day. I had to go the next day. Guess out there late, go straight to the public workout. When I went to the public workout, they see me hitting the pads, and I think they knew then. Oh fuck, we made a mistake by here. So I was looking sharp. Guess to the press conference, does the press conference. Guess to the weigh-in, goes to the weigh-in. He's in before me in to see the doctor. And the doctors are very, they're very stringent. They make sure everything's okay. They spend about 25 minutes or 30 minutes with Roy. I'm still waiting. He sits me down. He says, "Enzo." I said, "Yes." He said, "You okay?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Good luck tomorrow." That was my medical. So guess who? Shook his hand at the weigh-in. I pulled him towards me. I said, "It's an honour and privilege to fight you tomorrow." I said, "But I will knock you out." And he laughed, and I said, "Promise you, I will knock you out." And that was it. Guess the fight. We go in the changing rooms. There's bottles of water there for us, all opened up, ready. So we left them.
Really? They're all opened up? Oh.
We just opened our bottles up, and I thought,
there's some funny stories about people boxing in Russia, mate. You don't eat their food, you don't drink their water.
We didn't. I brought all my food. We went out to restaurants. They had the water. Then they called me. They said, "You're ready to go." So I guess, and it's an ice arena. So we're in the ice arena, and it's freezing. It's absolutely freezing. And they made me wait for about 30 minutes in the foyer. Didn't mind. I started punching the walls and stuff like that. Just get myself ready, keep sharp. Then they played me into the ring with bagpipe music. I haven't got a clue why bagpipe music. Must be the Mac. Thought I was Scottish or something like that. So, guess the arena, fight started, knocks him out. As I knock him out, obviously I seen him go down. I took a knee in the corner and made a sign of the cross. And everyone thought that was because it was Roy Jones. That wasn't because it was Roy Jones. I just don't want to hurt anyone. I never wanted to seriously hurt anyone. I'd done it loads of my amateur days. Just don't want to hurt anyone. But as I'm on the floor watching Roy, making sure he's okay, I see this hand come in. Have you seen the film Bloodsport?
Yes.
Normally the cleaner comes in, picks that gold tough. But there was this hand come in now, and it was one of my stable mates, Alex Hughes, and he robbed Roy Jones's gum shield off the camera.
No way.
As he's getting counted out, he's nicked his gum shield off the floor.
Took his gum shield. He was his hand coming in, and he takes the gum shield.
Has he still got it?
He still got it. I heard he wears it to bed as well.
Hey, I'll tell you what, you get a few quid for that. But what was the feeling like, mate? Like, so you've just knocked out Roy Jones, and for people that haven't seen it, go on YouTube, watch Enzo Maccarinelli versus Roy Jones Jr. What a fucking devastating knockout it was, by the way, and he was proper gone for some time. What was your feeling then? Like, you just knocked out one of the modern day greats. A lot of people would say, yeah, look, Roy was, you know, past his best, etc. But the name is still on the record. And what was your what was your feeling then? That must have been one of your most satisfying wins, surely.
Look, I'm a boxing fan. I know what it's about, and I knew he was nowhere near as good as he was. He even told me that after, but I knew he was still good. I knew he'd been sparring a couple of top boys in Russia at the time, called Yashov, and them who were very high regard, and more than holding his own. So I was under no illusion. I was brought there to lose. And if I'm honest, Spence, the first thing that went into my mind when he went down, and I swear to God, I thought karma is a bitch. Now that karma was 2 years ago. No, it would have been 6 years ago in Vegas. I asked him for a photo and he didn't know me and he blanked me.
Wow.
So,
so 6 years prior, you're asking the guy for a photo, and then 6 years later, you're knocking him spark out. That's insane.
Yeah, so like I say, karma is a bitch.
Yeah. I better make sure I have selfies with everyone who asks now, Spence.
Yeah, madness.
What's down the road, dear?
Wow. So look, you knock Roy Jones out, you get the victory. Now I want to ask you a question. It's a serious question.
Go on.
How did you make it out of the country?
Okay. I don't know whether to say too much. To be honest, I think they're still watching me.
Well, I don't think we've got too many Russian listeners, mate, so I think you'll be all right.
I hope. Well, no, gets to the corner. We're in the corner now, and Francis Warren, Frank's son, he's there, and he shows me a message off his dad. Get out there now. Just get out there now.
What, out of the arena? Get out of the arena?
Get out of the arena now. So we get to the changing room, and I can't think of the guy's name, but remember the film Showdown in Little Tokyo? Dolph Lundgren was in it, Brandon Lee. Cracking film anyway. He was one of the stars there. I watched it growing up. So he came in the change room to see us. And we're all there, all the boys are talking. I still had my top off. Next thing, this biker gang come in, this Russian biker gang. Big boys, right? They're big boys. So they're looking at us and they say, you, come with us now. So they've gone, no. He said, come with us now. I said, no. So there's a kid in there now, and he's filming for the TV, and he's got one of these cameras, and they were 150, 200 grand, these big TV cameras. They pick him up and fling him against the wall, just smash the camera. So Liam Williams, boxer Liam, he's there. He's sort of, I think he smashed the glass behind his back. He's thinking, you know, if Enzo's in by here, I'm in. Alex Hughes, who pinched the gum shield, he said, oh, I think I better wait outside. Check house. So they said, come up with us now. And I gone, no. So they said, you come with us now. And they sort of got a bit intimidating. So we started walking up the hallway of the arena. It was only about 100 yards, but it felt like about 20 minutes, half hour. Halfway we stopped. And Francis Warren has said to me, he said, oh, I don't think we should be doing this. So I've gone, I said, but fucking late now, isn't it? So we can't even going up this corridor. And we go in Roy's changing room. So I see Roy in the corner. I go over to see him, sack after Roy. Like. So I've gone over to see him. Francis talking, the promoter. Cut a long story short, Vlad Hernoff, the promoter, I think that's his name, he pretty much guaranteed a win for Roy Jones. So I think they pumped a lot of money into there. So Francis Warren and Vlad were having a little argument, left, right and centre. And the head of this biker gang is called the Surgeon. I'm not asking why, I don't want to know why, but it doesn't sound good.
I think it's self-explanatory, that, mate.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. I don't think he was a doctor, to be honest. So Francis sort of talked everything over, you know, they smoothed it over, realised there was nothing over there. We come there to win and stuff like that. Gets back to our hotel. There's armed guards in the front of our hotel. I think Frank called someone out there for whatever, put armed guards in the front of our hotel. Gets into the hotel. The boys think, fuck this, what he done to us now? They started smashing the cheesecake and the champagne, all on the promoter. Alex Hughes can't handle his champagne, can't handle anything. At one point, he was in Moscow airport, bollock naked, trying to get changed, get the spew off him. So we fly. We were supposed to fly Sunday night, home Sunday night. Saturday night at box. Sunday night we were supposed to fly home. We changed our flight time to Sunday 5 o'clock in the morning. We got to the airport. As we get to the airport, I'm worried about Alex Hughes getting through the customs because he's pissed drunk. He's spewed an £100,000 limo. We could hear this swishing across the floor. It's fucking stinking. Guessing through customs. All the boys behind the things. Enzo, you not Roy Jones out? All jumping out of the booths, having photos. This is security now in a Rush Moscow airport, so they having photos with me there. Next thing, Francis Warren gets a phone call. He said, it was the surgeon. So he's talking to Francis. He said, look, never mind what happened last night. He said the Russian public loved Enzo. He said we watched the TV. He's had time for everyone walking back to the change room. He had photos of everyone. He said we would love to have him outside here, have him back here again 4 or 5 times. He can make the same money he made for the Roy fight. So Francis Warren's looking at me now, pound signs in his eyes, and he's looking at me, and I'm going, you've got no chance. Twice I've been to Russia, twice I knocked out the hero, twice I'm lucky to be here, so no more.
Yeah, wow, what an amazing story, mate. Yeah, you teased me with that one before and said, look, Spence, I'll tell you about it when we're on the podcast, and you didn't let me down there, mate. I was so intrigued to know how you made it out of Russia, because it's serious over there.
First time I feared for my life.
Wow, yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, amazing, mate. So,
are you still in touch, Enzo, with the surgeon?
Definitely not, mate. I speak to Roy. I speak to Roy now and again. We have a chat now and again. But not. And the surgeon's. Funny enough, Jake, when I changed my phone, his number didn't save. So.
Yeah.
Can I go back to what you mentioned earlier, Enzo, about Roy talking to you after the fight? What exactly did he say to you? What was his mood after the?
I will be honest, right? It was one of the nicest things someone's ever said to me. He said, look, I'm not as good as I used to be. I'm not as fast as I used to be. He said, but I'm still very good. He said, I'm still looking strong. I still got fast hands. He said, I couldn't believe how strong you were. He said, I've never fought anyone who can switch body and head as good as you. And he said, your punch power was ridiculous. He said, you hit so hard and you were so strong. He said, I totally underestimated how good you are. People say, would I have beat him in his prime? Look, if I'd have caught him, I'd have knocked him spark cold in his prime. Would I caught him? I think 99.9% chance I wouldn't have caught him. He was that good.
Yeah, but you know what? That's lovely words for him to turn around and say that to you, mate. Coming from a modern day legend like Roy Jones.
If I was in his shoes, I would have gone back to the coming to America barbershop scene. I'm 147 years old. That's the only reason.
Yeah, I was way past my best, and I should never have gone on. I've gone on too long and all that bollocks. Yeah, but I get it, mate. Yeah, madness. But so you say you stay in touch with him. Is he still fighting Roy Jones?
No, he's not. Yeah, I think it was talks of him and Hopkins fighting again. I think that was talks. But no, I think he's training boys. I think he's training Eubank Jr. at the moment, which I think is a good link up for Eubank Jr. And as long as he's in good health and good spirits, good luck to him.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to hear, because I think that he did go on way too long when he done that deal boxing out in Russia all the time. He was losing to people. He started losing to people that he should never have lost to. I'm glad to hear that he's not boxing now, that he's putting that experience into training. And you're right, it's a great move for Eubank Jr. He'll learn a lot from that. He really will.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I watched a couple of training videos showing him how to move the head and hit the bag, and just looks brilliant. I think that could be what Junior's needed all the time.
Sure. So you went on to have one more fight, Enzo, wasn't it?
Yeah, one more fight. Just wasn't focused. I got in a ring. I remember thinking I hit him with a body shot in the first round, straight away. And I remember thinking, this won't take too long. Now I'll take my boy to football in the morning. And I shouldn't have been thinking that. And that's always irked at me. That I put on such a shitty performance that night. And I've always always wanted that last one to make that 50th. And, you know, we'll see.
And so never say never. So there is a possibility you could box again, yeah?
It's a strong possibility, mate. I'm as fit now as I've always have been. But I'm sparring next week, and that will tell me everything I need to know.
Okay.
And I think, to be honest, the last spar I had wasn't the one I told you about where I was looking brilliant. Last spar I come up with Frank. I hadn't been in the ring for a year, and he cornered me against Frank Buglioni. We sparred, and we had a good spar.
Yeah. Great spar. I was there for that as well. Yeah.
But I remember, because the first 2 rounds, my timer was all over the place, and I come back at the end of the first round, I centre round, and I went over my ankle. And I remember you telling me, "Enzo, you better come out, you're struggling to walk."
That's
but
right.
in my mind, because he had the better of the first 2 rounds, if I pulled out, there'd be talk that I shit out and all that. So it was like, I stood my ground. We had a great spar. We done a good 8 rounds, and you know, it was a really good spar.
Yeah, you did, mate. It was a great spar to watch. But I remember you going over in that second round. It was bad, and I was like literally genuinely. I was honestly saying, "Come on, mate, yeah."
I threw the right hand. He tried to counter. I stepped back to counter, and as I stepped back, I just went over on that ankle. I hobbled back to the corner, mate. There's no way I was coming out of that ring. If I had a good first 2 rounds, I might have, but because I didn't, I sort of changed my style, planted my feet. You know, I showed I still had a bit of strength. I showed I was very strong, and good spot. I always box well with my corner, Spence.
Yeah, you do, mate. We've done a little bit of pad work as well. That's all right. Mate, I was impressed, man. Wow.
Well, I'll always remember that. And we sparred with the heavyweight you were talking about, and I remember he pulled out with a bad shoulder, and
who is this heavyweight? Are we going to get any names on this, or what?
Spence will tell you later.
Yeah,
is it? Yeah. We can't put it out there, no.
No, it's not. I don't talk.
What happens in the gym stays in the gym and all that.
So we
is he still boxing now, this heavyweight, Enzo?
Say again?
Is he still boxing now?
Oh, are you fishing over, Jake?
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Spence will tell you later. So we done. He pulled out the sparring with a bad shoulder, and Dean Powell, God rest his soul, he said, "Right, come on, and we'll do some pads." So we done some pads. He was starting to laugh now, and I remember you and the other trainer. I won't mention names because you get it then with the trainer. Yeah. So he started laughing because, bless Dean, for me he wasn't for me in the pads. He wasn't for me. So after 2 rounds, I said, "Oh, I gotta come out. I hurt my shoulder. I gotta spar again tomorrow. We'll come out." So he said, "Yeah, no problem at all." And he said, I gotta go anywhere. I'll shoot off." So he shoots off, and I say, "Spence, I said, "What's you taking some of the pads?" He said, "Oh, any chance doing some pads, Spence?" He said, "I thought you had a bad shoulder." I said, "Oh, I'm all right." I said, "It's because everyone was laughing at me." So we were on the pads, and as we were on the pads, I was looking sharp. Who walks back in? Forgot his phone, Dean Powell.
I know. Yeah, it was funny, man. It was all of a sudden Enzo's shoulder had healed like miraculously back in the gym. Yeah, bless his soul, Dean. He was a great guy, Dean Powell was.
Brilliant,
lovely guy, man. And, I remember that day fondly, mate, and I love doing the pads with you as well. I was impressed for a guy of your size. The speed, the accuracy, the power that you had was incredible, mate. It really was. It really was. Brilliant.
I done all right for myself.
You done all right, mate. You done all right. So there's a possibility we could see Enzo Maccarinelli back in the ring.
There's a strong possibility, mate. There's a strong possibility.
Yeah. And if you don't get back in the ring, if it doesn't happen for whatever reason, will you stay involved with the sport?
Mate, from a young age, my dad had a gym. I've always helped out. I've always been involved at 15. I used to match my dad's amateur shows. He passed away 8 years ago. So me and my brother took over it properly. My brother passed away last year. So I was gonna pack it in, but I've had a boy, Luke Jefferson, ex-fighter of mine. He joined in. My nephew Tobias Webb, he's come on board, helping out training the boys. And you know, not last year because obviously it's been cut short with the pandemic, but the year before we had 40 odd fights. I think we lost 5. I got not saying my boys are better than anyone else, but they're strong, they fit. You know, I've had boys with 5 fights fighting boys with 70 fights. I'm winning. I got some good kids in it. But as long as they do their best, Spence, I won't ask for anything else.
Yeah.
What advice do you give to young pros, Enzo? If you had to give one bit of advice to a boxer starting out, what's the main thing you would tell them?
Simple. Live the life. Live the life as a fighter. It's no other way. And unless you're absolutely extremely talented. I wouldn't even say that, because you look at Floyd Mayweather. He's absolutely extremely talented, but he's one of the hardest workers about. So just live the life and listen to people around you. Listen to people who know better. And that's basically it, mate. And if you want to get somewhere, you've got to put the effort in. And, you know, even now, I'm nearly 40 now. I'm still up in the mornings running. I still, my recovery's good. My diet is better than it's ever been. So just live that life.
Yeah, I think in our sport, you only get out what you put in.
100%, mate.
Always get found out.
100%.
Listen, Enzo, we're going to try a little bit of something a little bit of fun. We're going to attempt to do a Welsh accent each. Me and Spencer. And then you got to judge basically and let us know who nails it.
Go on, boys.
Give us a sentence to say.
I had kippers and eggs for breakfast.
Go
on, then. Go on.
I had kippers and eggs for breakfast. That weren't bad. Yeah.
Go on, Jake.
I had kippers and eggs for breakfast.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
That's how he's talking about.
That's a close one. I
had
sorry,
kippers and eggs for breakfast.
I'm going to have to go with the boxer, Spencer.
It's a fix. That's a fix. I mean, done.
Yeah, I've got to admit, Jake, you sounded more like I don't know, it's more like an Indian than Welsh.
Welsh Indian.
Yeah, Welsh Indian.
Yeah, it's definitely Welsh in there. So there was a bit of Welsh. It's a tough accent, that though, isn't it? Where's your accent from, Enzo, specifically?
Swansea.
Okay.
Right. Swansea boy.
Yeah.
Tough down in Swansea, mate. Whoa.
Oh, it's all right. It's nice.
You've got to be able to look after yourself in Swansea.
Well, I can, mate, so I'm all right.
Where did we end up, Spence, on that? We did a PA. Was it real?
Oh, we went to, Enzo, so to give you a quick story. So, Jake, we went to, who was boxing? It was in Liverpool.
Bellew.
Yeah, Tony Bellew was boxing in Liverpool. And so Jake was doing a PA in Real.
Was it
right?
real?
And so, Jake said to me, do you want to, so we go to boxing, it's not too far away from Liverpool. We can go on to the PA afterwards. And I went, yeah, sounds like a good night out, let's do it. So Jake had a couple of rooms there and all that. Mate, it was like, we went there and it's a place that I've never been to anywhere like that before. It was sort of, it was unusual, mate. It was like sort of, as we were going in there, it was like just cactuses going across the road. It was like empty. And then we come into this town, and it was just banged out. It was just like...
Yeah, it's nothing from where I'm from. North Wales, where you are. It's more Manchester, Liverpool, that area. And right. I'm about 4 hours from that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it was a strange town, that, wasn't it?
Very strange town, mate, yeah.
Well, we got out alive. We got out in one piece.
Well, not far off like Russia, I'll be honest.
Well, we done what you done, Enzo. We was meant to leave after breakfast, but we left about 5 a.m.
Oh, and I would have, mate, trust me.
Oh, brilliant, mate, brilliant. Listen, Enzo, before you go, and it's been a fantastic chat, mate. It really has. I'm so glad you come on. But we always ask a question. I think do you know the question we always ask everybody at the end of this podcast?
No.
So, back in the day, Mike Tyson offered a zookeeper £10,000 if he could get into a cage with a silverback gorilla and have a fight with it. The zookeeper declined. If he would have got in there, who do you think would have won and how? Right,
don't want to be serious.
Oh no, serious. Yeah, 100%.
Serious. Silverback gorilla rips him apart limb by limb.
Right, but ends. I'm talking about a prime Mike Tyson.
I still, that silverback gorilla is, well, should we say 10 times as strong. You grip hold of him, you rip his arms. Now, if we talk in boxing, if that gorilla lamb got a good jab, Tyson's getting in there and he's destroying it.
Oh, brilliant, mate.
But you reckon a gorilla would tear Mike's arms off? Yeah.
He'd have probably tagged him, Holyfield, Lewis, all at the same time.
Wow. See, I think that he would have got in there, Tyson, and the gorilla would have done that little twitch, and Tyson would have hit him with a combo, stunned the gorilla. The gorilla goes stumbling back.
I'm the biggest Mike Tyson fan. I'm the biggest Mike Tyson fan ever. But we've got to be realistic.
Oh, brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Listen, Enzo, thanks so much for your time, man. It's been a fantastic.
Pleasure, boys.
Thanks, Enzo, and we wish you luck. Yeah, listen, if you do decide to have one more fight, yeah, be sure to let us know, and we'll get you back on.
Yeah.
Top man. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, God bless you, Enzo. Cheers, mate.